Alright everybody, I'm going to do a couple of simple lessons here. Let's start with the C chord. We're going to talk about what makes up a chord, and there is sort of a lot of knowledge, but at the same time it's pretty simple what makes up a chord. Let's just go with the C chord. Most everybody knows the C chord. And maybe not the easiest chord for a beginner if you are a beginner, but it is the easiest key because there are no sharps or flats. Pardon me. And so when you play in the key of C, you have the notes C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. Real simple. My guitar isn't the greatest. It's got a good crack in it right here, as you can't see, but the support beam right there, I think you can see. My kids were walking on it or something, put a big crack in it, and as long as I put that there, it's kind of been my good enough acoustic guitar. So what makes up a chord? I used to ask my uncle, can you play those chords or can you play that song without putting your fingers on the frets? Well, it's kind of a silly question, but I was, 7, 6, somewhere around that age. But I'm not sure why I brought that up. So you have a C chord. So let's examine the notes in the C chord. What are notes? All right. When you think about a major scale, most everybody has heard do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And you take the notes out of that major scale, out of that scale, and you combine a certain number or the certain notes, and you have a chord. You combine the first note, the third note, and the fifth note. So the first note in the C, you know your alphabet. If you can count from C and on up, or not count, but say your alphabet from C and on up, and you can count from one to on up, this is a piece of cake. So you have your first note, and your third note, and your fifth note, right? So let's take C as the first note. 1, 2, 3, and you got 3. You got 1, 3. Now, what other note did I say? 5. You have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 1, the third note in the scale, the fifth note in the scale. That's what you call an arpeggio. There's plenty of them. So you play those notes together. That's all you do. There's your C, your first note. There's your third note. There's your fifth note. And then the others will just repeat. There's your first note. And there's your, what is that? An E, your fifth note. C, D, E, not your fifth note, your third note. You got it right. I got it wrong. You got your C, D, E, your third note, F, G, your fifth note. It's real simple, just math and alphabetic. C, E, and G. You play any of those notes, you play those notes in any octave, any place on the neck, any order that you want, and you have a C chord. Let's see. Any old way you want, doesn't matter. Sorry for the intonation, like I said, there you go. You have the 1, 3, and 5, and to do any other chord, you just switch keys. That's a whole nother lesson. Switching keys is not as easy as it sounds. When you go to the key of D, you don't just have D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. But in the sense of the purpose, you just switch keys, and you have the 1, 3, and 5. Now, for more in depth with changing some different chords and what some other chords are made up of, check out my next lesson. Catch you around, and rock on, learn that 1, 3, and 5. I'll see you around.